Good morning, everyone. It is Monday Mindset, Monday after a pretty long week for people between Passover and Easter. And I think a lot of eggs and probably some chocolate bunnies, who knows? But anyways, good morning, everyone. This is Carol, so AKA Naughty Boss, live from a different location, not at home, with two
Sisters. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Janice, aka Wellness Diva 5.0. We went from almost 80-degree weather back to freezing weather, and there will probably be snow in Connecticut tonight.
Ew.
April snow, yicky do, yicky.
Yeah, and that does happen. Are they talking a lot of snow or just like a flurry?
I'm assuming that, and in our specific area, probably be brutally cold and windy with rain, and I think more northwestern Connecticut, but we're kind of right on the fringe, so
you never know.
You just never know, and whatever it is, I obviously can't, change the weather. You just go through the flow, bundle up as I am right now. So nice. So nice not having to wear like 2 pairs of socks. But
I know. I feel you. I just last night we had a really, really heavy tropical storm come through. A lot of thunder, a lot of lightning. But you embrace that. So we are obviously, I'm in a tank top, so no, we're not embracing any cold weather. We just had some rain last night, which was, it sounded like a bowling league in heaven having a field day. It was very loud. A lot of times, you just hear that deep thunder crunch where like the house would shake, type of a storm. But we got through with it with some giggles. And now we're back into Monday mindset. We today starts the Naughty Boss's 60-day challenge. If you don't know that and you haven't been a part of it, don't know what it's about, what I love about it is you can start at any time. This is the official start of it. But the way that the guidelines and the support is going to go is you can jump in at any point. You just use your first day as the actual day that you start off. And obviously it starts with our nutritional company and getting that gut health in. But also what I love about it is we're going to be sharing recipes. We're going to be sharing fitness that can go with you, that moves with you. Like I always talk about simplicity. I love simplicity and having that mindset that, geez, you're packing up to go overnight or you're packing up to go away for a week. And I don't have to pack a separate suitcase, filling it with 100 different bottles of vitamins, and energy drinks or any of that stuff. Everything I can have could be easily packed. But we're also learning different ways on how our fitness can be packed in our suitcase as well, regardless of the desire level that you want to get to versus where you are right now. So what do I mean by that is we're going to be using things that you could normally use, a lot of stretch bands that travel very well with you. But what I love about even with the travel belts, and the different what's the right word I want to use? The expansion rate. What is that?
The tension.
The tension. That's the word I was trying to think of. Is different for a beginner versus someone that no different than, like, say if you're using dumbbells, right? Some people can do the same exact motion and exercise with a 5-pound dumbbell that somebody with a 50 dumbbell can do it. It's just a matter of you're going to change your reps. Your motion is going to be the same, but that we are going to really present different fitness things that you can do while you're at home, while you're on the go, that is going to still meet your fitness level, but it's going to keep you on point. So that gets to the mindset. There's no excuses for nobody to jump on, because it doesn't matter whether you're a beginner, it doesn't matter your age. Obviously, we should take into consideration certain things depending on your age. And one of them is water, because the rule of thumb, we always talk about that, is half your body weight in water. Well, that is fine if you're younger, but as you age, as you go to that next decade and that next decade, you have to kind of gear that back a little bit. So you want to do what's best for you. As far as recipe goes, we're going to be sharing recipes that are plant-based, gluten-free, vegan, and even if you're a meat lover, these are going to be great additions to whatever your lifestyle is, and it's just going to enhance your healthy lifestyle and healthy journey. And then we're also going to obviously talk about mindset. Mindset is key in any new journey that you're embarking on, and whether you've always been on a health journey, but you want to mix it up a little bit. Mindset is key. We're going to give you some key tools. Also, we're going to be sharing obviously our TwoSistas journal, which is the link is right in the page of this group. So a lot of good things. And what better way to start than the day after a lot of people ate a lot of food?
Well, that is true. We had a very unconventional Easter dinner, but hey, that's okay. Excuse me, trying to be, mindful of the water intake. And I just want to kind of expand on that a little bit. We've often talked about a program that we've attempted called 75 Hard. And I think I've tried it 5 or 6 times. And something major has always happened, which was why I wasn't able to complete it. But the water aspect of that, on 75 Hard, the thing is you have to drink a gallon of water.
How much is a gallon of water? Let's see if any of our viewers can get that right, because a lot of people do not get that right, which is kind of funny when you think about it. I don't know why, but they think of a different container, I think. Sometimes.
That very well could be, because for instance, I filled up my gallon water jug and it doesn't look that big. Of course, when you pick it up, it's like, oh, I can do some weight training with this. But the thing with water intake, which people need to remember, is you can also, it's a water toxicity. So in other words, if you drink way too much more water, then you can really do some serious damage. So with any, if you're working with a nutritionist, obviously they'll fill you in, or, a health coach. And as everyone knows, I'm a health coach. You need to really check with your practitioner, and there's different medications that can affect that. So you just have to be careful, be mindful. Now,
the other thing I want to add to that, Jan, is the other thing that can happen, and this is something that I learned while I was doing 75 Hard, is I started to experience a lot of reflux, a lot of like the acid in the stomach, which I, normally did not even have that as an issue. And when I spoke to my doctor and nutritionist about that, they said, well, a lot of people don't realize that water tricks the stomach, especially if you're an intermittent faster, which I also am, that it tricks the stomach that you're eating. And it's kind of, because there's really no food in your stomach, only water, it's producing the acidicness still in your gut. And you get that acid reflux from it. So it thinks that you're still eating, but normally when our stomach produces these different acids within the stomach, a lot of times most people don't normally in good health don't notice it, because it departs with the normal reaction of all your colon and your gut and all that. But when you're on an empty stomach and you're flushing out your system quickly with drinking a gallon of water, which would most naturally happen, it's still stirring up that acid within your gut. So that was my issue with drinking that amount of water. As soon as I reduced it by a quart, it subsided a little bit, and then I went a tad further, and I finally found a good ounce, daily ounce, that really works well with a challenge. Still trying to implement that aspect of continually flushing out the system to work in a challenge, but more adaptable. And that's part of the thing that we're talking about. Is as you age, you've got to do that.
Right. So the bottom line is be mindful, ask your medical care practitioner, and they will be happy to fill you in, especially again, if you're on, different medications that can throw everything off. And, that's a good thing to do, to check with your medical professional. And, what I like about different challenges is that, a lot of times they push us out of our comfort zone. That can always be a good thing. For instance, yesterday, it was wicked cold. I still got out there and take my walk, because this time of year, I love being outside. I do my indoor stuff, of course, but the fact of being in nature, maybe listening to your favorite podcast, listening to music, and everyone gets a kick, because when I'm out there walking, if a good song comes on and I want to dance, I start dancing. Like, I don't care. I'm going to dance. If I want to dance, I'm dancing. So
There you go.
yeah, it was challenging though being out yesterday because it was cold. Oh my goodness. Bitter. I call
Yeah,
it bitter.
by the time we arrived, it was about 1. It was beautiful. It was sunny out, and obviously just catching up with the family, doing FaceTimes and all that. So and then I would say it was a little on the humid side for some. So we ended up staying indoors. The setup on the porch is so pretty with all the flowers. And we ended up having a very serious card game, which lasted quite a few hours. But the birthday girl, which was not me, our niece, who's also my goddaughter, was in the lead for a while, but then the godmother took over. And yes, the chickie won. It was a long game. We had a lot of giggles with that, and we really just enjoyed each other. Again, traditional foods, but unconventional eating we did. So we started out with kind of grazing with some nice brunch foods with fruits and croissants and a little ham and some asparagus and broccoli salad. So it was just kind of like a grazing moment. Then in the afternoon, we kind of dove into like some bruschetta, more dipping things. And then probably late in the day, we finally just pulled all the food out. And, then I made which came out amazing. Everyone loved it, was the recipe from Desire to Be Well with Sandy Kearns. And it is the cashew ricotta spread that you make. And it's got the consistency of traditional ricotta cheese, but it was dairy free. And I actually had grilled zucchini, and then I rolled it up like rollatini, had some nice sauce and vegan shreds on top. So it was gluten-free, dairy-free, healthy. Everyone loved it. So we had that. And then we had some other traditional things, but it was kind of a grazing day. I think everyone was a little off kilter yesterday to a certain degree. I'm not everyone, I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of posts I've seen on social media, everyone was doing just kind of whatever.
Yeah. And hey, and that's okay too, and, got to relax and, got out, like I said, took a nice walk and, obviously the videos with the family and, seeing Princess Ray Ray and Jetty's, all their candy. I'm like, holy candiness. It's a lot of candy.
I don't know if you caught that they gave up candy for Lent.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm sure they overdosed in candy yesterday and sweets. That's what I heard. So I'm sure they, being deprived for as long as they were, which probably seemed like an eternity for them, they jumped right back in. So yeah, there was some pretty big piles of candy going on.
Oh my gosh, that is too funny. So on to the 60-day challenge. So is there anything that perhaps you're going to do differently, or maybe you're going to try something new?
I'm going to increase my water intake a little bit. We gave some recommendations as a good starting point. So for some that can tolerate and are younger, they're going to be doing the gallon, and some are going to be doing a half gallon, which is a little bit over than I normally do. So that's going to be different for me. I got it down a couple quarts when I was doing 75 hard, and it seemed to work. So I'm going to kind of try to push the limit, start with the half, and then maybe go up another quart or another pint, whatever it may be, just to try to increase it. So I'm doing that. I am not going to actually be doing any weights in this particular challenge. It is all going to be done with bands and has to do with that resistance, the resistant bands, and implementing them to show people that we can do that on land. We can do it traveling because the bands travel really nicely with you, or in the water, since we're now going to be entering into springtime and summertime, and people, depending on where they are, they're going to be vacationing or getting ready for that. And I hate to say we're getting ready for that bathing suit season. A lot of people use that to motivate them. And I think we shouldn't use a particular season to motivate us or a particular event. It should be more about the season of a new journey of health and wellness. So kind of really adapting everything that we're going to be doing on this challenge, that you can start at any time, and you can, you just definitely, you got to mark which day that you're starting. And when we reach, so there's going to be different forms and things that we're going to be showing on the challenge that will be available for people to download, as well as the link for our journey, which is a great mindset tool to kind of really document your health journey over 60 days. 60 days, usually they say it takes 21 days to start to see like your insides change. And a lot of people get frustrated with that because they're waiting to see the outside change. Outside change always takes a little bit longer, and we know that. So the outside change could be maybe that you're in the same size clothing, but they're fitting more comfortably. Because we always talk about, don't worry about the size of your clothing. I tend to cut the tabs out because it's a mindset thing for me, because obviously to different designers, you might be in different sizes. So people get too hung up on that part of it. We are only going to have you weigh twice. And that would be in the very beginning and the last day. So we don't want you to be a slave to the scale at all, because it's not about moving numbers. It's more about comfort, but still people want a kind of a record of where they are, where they start and where they end. And we're going to also ask you to measure your body, or measure the area that you're really trying to focus on. So that way, because a lot of people, sometimes it's really hard to measure yourself. And then also people get frustrated with the measuring, like kind of the weight thing, because a lot of times you're transferring, obviously you're getting rid of that fat, but now you're forming good toned muscle. So again, that's kind of one of those things that might fool you. And those are what tricks the mindset into thinking, I'm not doing well, I'm not seeing progression. So it's going to be a little bit different type of a challenge.
Yeah, it sure will. And just another notation about when you're doing weights, I see many women just going so fast. You got to slow it down, because the more you slow it down, the harder your muscles are going to work, the better you are going to look. Even if like my lowest weights, they're really easy. When I go really slow, really slow, I feel it.
Right. And how about too, the other piece that people get discouraged. Oh, I can't use a 15 weight dumbbell. I can't use, and they get discouraged with themselves. And that is one of the reasons why I'm specifically with this challenge not going to be using weights. We're going to be using bands. But understanding the psychological piece and the mindset behind the weightlifting piece to it is when you are lifting weights, you have to remember that even though you may be using a lower weight, maybe it's 5 pounds, maybe you're using 10, and you're getting discouraged because somebody else is, up to 15, 20, 25, 30, whatever it may be, you can get just as strong as workout, but you may want to increase your reps. So you may have somebody that's, they're doing 20 pounds, 25 pounds, but it's a struggle for them to even get 20 reps in, where you can do maybe a 10 pound and you might be able to do 40 reps. Guess who's going to get kind of a better workout? It's the person doing the more reps, because you're taking your time, like Jen said, going slower, really paying attention to your posture. But as I said, this particular challenge, we're going to be talking about those things, but that's not going to be the focus. We're going to be focusing more on resistance bands, because this is the time that people are more apt to travel. They're more apt to take trips, camping trips, and they're wondering how their journey of fitness and health and wellness can travel with them. So that is why we're going to be doing just with that. And then the cool thing about the resistance bands is that you can use them on land or water.
That is awesome. And, so many golden nuggets on this Mindset Monday. Where is your mindset going to take you today? Join the 60-day challenge. I will make sure that we leave the link to the Facebook group underneath the live of this video. Come give it a check out, give it a look, and, let's do the 60-day challenge together. And on that note, on this Mindset Monday, which I believe is the filing deadline for taxes. But I know that I filed my extension. I'm covered. Get your extensions in if you need to. My name,
That's right.
my name is Janice, aka Wellness Diva 5.0, and I'm with TwoSistas,
And this is Kara, aka Naughty Boss Live. I will be going live on the page later today. Going to do some check mark notes that's got to go on so everyone knows what to do. And guess what? It's day one, but it doesn't have to be day one for you. If you want to wait to make sure, hey, do I got everything? Do I got all my tools in the box that I need for my fitness journey? That's no problem. That's the beauty of this challenge. You can start any day. Today's the first day that the information is going to be coming out with the definite guidelines of what you got to do on day one and so on. So we look forward to that. We wish you a happy Monday mindset. Remember, you know what, if you need that time to kind of regroup, you're feeling a little bit bad about yesterday because maybe you're really trying hard to eat really, really well and you just kind of dove into that chocolate bunny bowl. Don't worry about it. Today's a new day. We're going to get you back started on that right track, starting with your mindset. So don't be kind to yourself. Don't get all mad at yourself because you had a good time, right? Today's a new day. We'll see you tomorrow for Triumph Tuesday. Take care.
Bye, everyone.